What are the best ways to measure true bilingual proficiency? Imagine trying to find out how well someone really speaks two languages. It's not just about knowing words but about how they use both languages in real life. That's what measuring true bilingual proficiency is all about. When it comes to Latino students in America, who often switch between Spanish and English in classrooms and communities, it's important to get an accurate picture of their skills. So, how do educators and researchers do this? Let's explore some proven methods. First, multi-component assessments are key. These tests look at many parts of language, like vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and understanding in both languages. For example, the bilingual language profile uses questions about how often students use each language, how confident they feel, and their attitudes. This helps create a full picture of their language abilities and balance. It shows if a student is equally proficient in both languages or if one is stronger. Next, oral language tests are very important. These include interviews or speech recognition tools that listen to students speak. They analyze how fluent they are, how clear their pronunciation is, and how well they can form sentences. Automated speech tools are helpful because they reduce bias and give consistent results. These methods are especially useful for Latino students who might have different levels of speaking skills based on their home and school environments. Self-assessment is another useful approach. Students fill out questionnaires about how they use their languages, how comfortable they feel, and their cultural connections. When combined with objective tests, this gives a more complete view of their proficiency. It recognizes that language is not just about words but also about identity and social use. Vocabulary tests are common, but they can sometimes underestimate bilingual students' knowledge. That's why conceptual scoring is gaining popularity. Instead of testing each language separately, it looks at understanding of ideas regardless of whether the student says them in Spanish or English. This method better reflects how bilinguals think and communicate. Translanguaging is a newer approach that allows students to use both languages during assessments. It mirrors how they naturally speak and think. For example, they might switch between Spanish and English in a conversation or writing. This method helps reveal their true understanding and skills that traditional tests might miss. Finally, cultural and contextual factors matter a lot. Knowing how students feel about each language and their cultural identities helps educators understand their motivation and language use. Scores that include cultural attitudes give a clearer picture of their proficiency and help tailor bilingual education programs to meet their needs. In practice, measuring bilingual proficiency involves using a mix of these methods. Teachers might use oral interviews, speech recognition tools, self-assessment questionnaires, and conceptual vocabulary tests. They might also allow students to switch languages during assessments to see their real skills. All these steps help create a detailed profile of each student's bilingual abilities. This way, schools can design programs that support both languages and help Latino students succeed academically and socially.